So look, this is your last new thing till January. Everything else is review, okay? And actually, really, if you took Algebra 2, this shouldn't actually be new. So here's the difference. Well, if you passed or paid attention in Algebra 2. So, if it's continuous, you're doing the equation that we did yesterday. Okay, the PE to the RT. If it says it's compounded, then you have to use a different equation. Okay, and it's this one. Okay, so look over here to the side. Most of the letters are the same. What is the only letter that is new? The N. So look right here. N is the number of times that the account is compounded in that year. So we're going to just work through some examples. At the end, I'll give you like a little key, but we're going to try to figure them out without making the key. Okay, so look at number 1. Sam is investing $800. That's his starting amount, which is his P. Into an account that has 3% interest. 3% is what as a rate? 0.03. We already did that yesterday. Okay, then from there it says annual interest. Annual means how many times a year? Once. So I'm going to put here annual means one time per year. So my N is going to be 1. Then it says if the interest is compounded monthly, oh, they're switching it up on us. Okay, what if it's monthly? Then how many times is it per year? 12 times per year. So cross that out. I guess they switched it up on us. Then it says how much would they have after 5 years? Well, then 5 is my time. No, I mean, technically it shouldn't have both, so just cross out annual. Pretend it's not there. But if it was annual, you do N as 1. Okay, so I have A equals. What comes next in the equation? A equals P, which is your starting amount. How much? 800. Parentheses, 1 plus, what's my rate? 0.03. Over my N, which is how many times per year? 12. To the power of N times T. N is how many times per year? 12 times 5 years. And you just plug it into the calculator, that's right. So I do 800, 1 plus 0.03 over 12 to the power of 12 times 5, just like that. Okay, now notice on mine, okay, you do not have to use the little fraction bar if you don't want to. Okay, you can type it in just like that and it'll come out fine.
But you can't use a fraction?
You can use a fraction if you like it, but it kind of makes it slower if you're typing in something. Okay? So they're going to start with 800, they're going to end with 929.29. Make sense? Alright, next one. Okay, let's talk about Scott. Mrs. Scott has $3,500 invested. That's her P, because she has it at the beginning. Then it says in an account with 5%. 5% means R is 0.05.
So you add a 0.
Okay? Yeah, you have to add a 0 in front of it. Then it says it's compounded monthly. Monthly means how many times per year? 12 times per year. Then it says, how long will it take for her account to reach 5,000? Where does 5,000 go? That's going to be your A. Very good. Because that's the end amount. You have everything but T. That's right. So let's set it up. Normally I start with A equals. What am I going to put for my A though? 5,000 equals. Then I move to my P. What's my P? 3,500. Then I go to my 1 plus 0.05 over how many times a year? 12 to the power of 12t. Okay, now from here what you are going to do is divide by the 3,500 every time we divide that out of the way. So what is 5,000 if I divide it by 3,500? Okay, yes, 1.42. Now I'm going to round that up to 1.43. Okay, and then the other thing that I need you to do is take this little parentheses here. So now this is gone, right? And I need you to turn all of this into a number. Not the 12, just the parentheses part. So if I do 1 plus 0.05 over 12, just the parentheses part, I get 1.004. You see it? So this is really 1.004 to the 12t. Now, how do I get rid of an e? I used an ln, which is a type of log. So if I have a 1.004, I'm going to have to log that. Do you remember? How do you get rid of a 1.004? You're going to log 1.004 both sides. Uh-huh. Now let's review where that button is in the calculator. And also, why am I going to log it? Well, if I log 1.004 or 1.004, they cancel. That's why we're doing that. So these guys here are gone. I get to pull down my 12t. And then on the other side, I'm just typing that into the calculator. Now, the log is under alpha window. Okay, so I'll pull it back up for you here to remind you, but it's alpha here, window here, and then log base is number 5. Then I make my little number 1.004. I make my big box 1.43. Okay, then is that my answer? That's equal to 12t divided by 12. So I'm going to get 7.46, which is 7.5 when I round it off for time. So I got 89.597 divided by 12 divided by 12, and I get 7.5. Yeah. So if she never touched her bank account, she never put more money in it, she never took money out of it, in 7.5 years, it would grow from 3,500 to 5,000. That is a long time, but keep in mind, most of the time you have a job, right? So you're going to be putting more money into it. This is like if you had a retirement account that you just left alone, it would grow on its own that much. So it's slow, but you're not doing anything with it, right? Okay, flip over to the back side. Okay, next one, it says Mary, only 2 more left. Okay, it says she has invested $2,000 in an account 7 years ago. What was her starting amount in the account? $2,000, that's her P. Then it says it happened 7 years ago, that's her what? T. Then it says the money's compounded quarterly. How many times is that a year? 4 times a year. Here's how you know how many quarters make up $1. 4. How many quarters make up a year? 4. Okay? Then it says the money has doubled in that time. What was the interest rate that she must have used? And actually, R over N. We're going to just set this one up and then not solve it. They won't ask you for a R. What would your equation be? So remember, usually it's this. It doesn't give us enough information, you're right. Okay, but let's set it up just to practice what the equation would have been. What is my A at the end if her account doubled? 4,000. Where'd that come from? I take how much she started with, and then I double it. So I have 4,000 here. Okay, then what's my principal? 2,000. 1 plus. It's asking me what the interest rate was, so I'm going to have to leave that as a letter. Then what am I going to put R over? How many times per year? 4 to the power of 4 times how many years? 4 times 7. Now, from here, if I started solving, what would I do first? Divide by 2,000. Then I get to here, 2 equals, that crosses out. What is my next step that I'm supposed to do with this? You're supposed to put that together into a number so you can log it. Can I log it though if that's a R? No, so at this point, you cannot solve. Okay, but you understand how to set it up. The only little number they'll ever ask you to find is t, like the one that we just did. Okay? But quarterly means 4 times a year. Go down to the last one, example 4. Okay, Mary invests $3,700. If the interest rate was compounded monthly and the money has doubled in 18 years, dang it, what was the interest rate? We're just going to set it up, then we'll do a homework example.
Is there even a way?
No, there's not.
No, there's no way.
Okay, so this is my what? P. That's what she started with. Compounded monthly means N is 12. Okay, then it says the money has doubled. What's her A? What do I need to do at 3,700? Double it, so it'd be 7,400. Okay, because I'm doubling it. Okay, and then how many years are we going to wait? T is 18 years, and then we want to know the interest rate. So we'll set it up, but we won't be able to solve it. So it'll be 7,400 equals 3,700, 1 plus my interest rate I don't know. How many times per year? Monthly means 12 times per year to the power of 12 times 18. First step, you divide the 3,700, but then you get stuck because I can't consolidate this into a number and then log it to get rid of it. Make sense? Alright, so we are going to look at the second half of your review since we're kind of already on a roll with this. So if you will please turn to the page number that has 25 on it. This question right here. So this is off of your homework, and we'll do examples like the ones in the notes, but we're going to start with the generic ones. So you should be looking right here. Now, do not do all of this for homework. This is what we're doing in class tomorrow. So if you do all of it tonight, you'll have, I guess, a free day if you want that. But yeah, I guess that's fine if you like that better. Okay, what would I do on number 25?
I think you would do the loop. Oh, that right.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. What would I do on number 25? Okay, no, you can't multiply 3 and 6. 6 is the base.
You
3 is
divide
out in
3
front.
to 15?
How do I get rid of the number out of the front?
Oh, divide by 3.
Nope, divide. So I'm making it too hard. Divide by 3 on both sides. Yep. And then once the 3 is out of the way, how am I going to get rid of the 6 if it's a base? We just did this. Log it. So it's 6 to the half x minus 1 equals 5. Now, can I ln it? No, I have to log 6 it. Remember, if you ln a base 6, that doesn't cancel out. So I have to log 6 it to cancel out a 6. Then my 1/2 x minus 1 comes down, and then you're typing this into the calculator using the alpha window button. So, alpha window here, log base is number 5. Little 6, big 5, I got 0.898. What do I do from there? 898.
Plus 1.
Okay, plus 1 across. So that'll be 1.898. Then what do I do with the 1/2 in front of the x? Multiply by 2, multiply by 2. So times 2 here, times 2 here. 1.898 times 2 is 3.796. Now, technically, the instructions say to round to the nearest hundredth. So what's going to happen if that's a 6? 79 is going to bump up to what? 3.80. Now, let's do number 27. What am I going to do first?
Ellen.
Can't ln with that 4 in the way. How do I get rid of that 4?
That was 4 not the base?
No, 4 is in front. So I'm going to have to divide it, remember?
Okay, what was that?
So my 4 is crossed out. I have e to the 5x. 12 divided by 4 is 3. If it's a 6, I log 6 it. What if it's a e base? You ln it. And then remember, ln has its own special little button in the calculator. So ln and e cross out. And then I'm going to do the natural log of 3. Okay, we'll go ahead and round it to the hundredths place this time since we didn't do it last time. 5x equals, what is 09 going to round to if there's an 8 next? 10, 1.10. Because the 9 bumps up to be a 10 there. Okay, then from there, what do I do with the 5? Divide. 1.10 divided by 5 gives me x equals 0.22. Very good. Okay. Alright, take a look at number 29. What am I going to do first on number 29? Can I divide to get rid of that? You got to log it. Okay, because what's 2.13? That's the base. How do I get rid of a base number? If it's an e, I ln it, but if it's a number, I log that number. So log 213 both sides. And remember, your calculator doesn't care if it's a decimal or a whole number. It'll do it either way. It's going to come out to an ugly decimal regardless. Okay, so alpha window 5, 2.13 is my small box, 6.3 is my big box. So I get 2.43. Okay, those guys cross out. X equals 2.43. Make sense? Okay, now let's go on to, let's just do maybe 1 or 2 more from that section. Okay, let's do 31. How do you get rid of a log little 3? Do you remember? You got 2 choices. You can 3 both sides, or you can loop it. Which one do you want to do? They're the same. Okay, do the loop. So 3 up to the 4.5 equals x minus 2. Then what am I going to do with that? Calculator. 3 up to the 4.5, turn it into a regular number. Okay, 3 up to the 4.5 in my calculator gave me 140.296. What happens, to the 29 if it's followed by a 6? 0.30. So I have 140.30 equal to x minus 2. What's my next step? Add the 2 across. And when I do 140 plus 2 more, I get 142.30. Make sense? Okay, look at number 32 right next to it. Can I get rid of the ln right away? Nope. You can't loop either. You got to divide by 3. You can't leave that little 3 in the front. That's going to mess everything up. So if there's a number in front of an exponential, you divide to get rid of it. If it's in front of a log, you divide to get rid of it. So my 3's cross out. ln 5x equals 27 divided by 3 is 9. And then what is the base on a natural log if I want to loop? E. So I'll do e up to the 9 equals 5x. Remember, natural log is just a log base e. So I have e to the 9 equals 5x. Now, e to the 9 is going to be a pretty big number, but let's type it in. Remember, your e button is here on the ln. You just have to hit second ln. There's my e to the, I put my 9 in. I got 8,103.08. And if that equals 5x, then what do I do next? Good, divide by 5. So if I do 8,103.08 divided by 5, I get 1,620.61 followed by a 6. What does my 61 round to? 62. So I have x equals 1,620.62. Make sense? Okay. Let's go to one of the ones like we did today, and then I'll give you all just some time to work. So we want a compound. Do y'all have a whole blank page at the end?
Yeah.
Will you just rip that off and give it to me so I can use it for scratch paper? I want to kill all the trees. Oh no, yeah, you could. Okay, so let's do number. Want to do one where you have to find the time. Let's do number 37. Okay, so I want you to just set up the equation first. Yeah, she's not a good plan on my part. Okay, set it up. 37. Okay, write your equation. I'll help you solve it, but just write your equation. Thanks. Oh, we killed all the trees. Or if you want to keep it in color, your mom a nice picture, that's fine. Okay, I'm sure she'd love it. Okay, so what's my P? 1,100. Okay, so A equals P. Don't write this. I'm just putting it up here so you have it on your paper. Okay, so 1,100 is my P. 1 plus, what's my rate? 0.0345. How many times a year if it's monthly? 12. To the power of 12 times T. Now notice it says, how long will it take? I don't know time. If I knew time, then I'd have the answer. Okay, then it says, how much do I want it to grow to? 2,000. That's the end amount, so that's what I want it to be equal to. So what am I going to do first? Divide this 1,100 out of the way. Divide by 1,100 on both sides. And then what am I going to do with the parentheses? Turn it into one number so that I can log it to cancel it out. So 2,000 divided by 1,100 gives me 1.82. Is that what y'all got? 81, 81, 81. So 1.82. Then I have 1 plus 0.0345 over 12. Remember, that's my little part right here that I'm trying to turn into one number so that I can get rid of it. Now, you can't round it to 1. So I'm going to go to 1.00. What's that going to be? 3. And if it's a 1.003 base, how do I get rid of it? You log 1.003 on both sides. But remember, the base you use has to match the number that you're trying to cross out. Then remember, it's alpha window in the calculator. So alpha window, number 5, 1.003 is my little number, 1.82 is my big number. So I got 199.91. Is that my answer? 199.91 equals 12t. Then I have to divide by 12. Good job. So that would be 16.7 years. Now, why is it taking this one so much longer? Okay, well, look at their interest rate. The other one we did was 5%. This one's only 3.5%. Okay, so that's a much slower interest rate. And so it's going to take me even longer to get it. Okay? Number 36 is going to be one you're going to set up but not solve. So just set that one up for me. Yes, you can. So what would I start with? 4,500 equals, what's